Hi, Corona Cafe. I was just browsing through internet stuff about yoga and chronic illness, and I stumbled across a small pilot study that was done with 12 participants, all of whom were totally bedbound with chronic fatigue. And the study introduced them to a daily isometric recumbent yoga practice and then tracked their results. And some showed improvement in symptoms and others didn't, but, and I thought this was significant, none of the participants experienced post-exertional malaise. So none of them got worse from doing yoga. So for all you long haulers out there, you have probably had the experience of overexerting and paying a hard price the next day or the day after that. And so this practice, you know, based on this small sample size, should feel pretty safe, hopefully, even if you are largely bedbound at this point. So it's going to be totally recumbent, totally lying down, and we'll be using isometric exercises, so where you practice using the muscles to hold your body in a particular position, like holding against gravity is an example of an isometric exercise, like plank, but we won't be planking. And so it's going to be very low on stretching, very little movement, and more focusing on the breath and holding. There's a stray dog outside my window. So without further ado, we're going to come onto our backs. And between each different isometric exercise, we'll be coming back to Shavasana, or corpse pose, which just means lying flat on our back. So we want to start out by getting really comfortable here, and then kind of learn how to put our bodies in that place of comfort and relaxation so that we can come back here between each exercise or each pose, each series of poses. So for starters, just close the eyes and see how it feels to be in your body. Notice what sort of default things happen in your body. Do your feet flop out to the sides? Do your fingers curl? Can you feel which parts of your back and legs are pressing most into the earth? Now, if you're like me, your default for lying on your back includes a big arch in the low back, so a big lordosis here. And we want to see if we've got a big arch where you can like easily slide an arm under your low back. We want to see if we can soften that a little bit. And so the way we're going to do that, if you've got that big arch in your low back, is to bend the knees, plant the feet, lift the hips just a little, lower the whole back onto the ground so that the low back comes onto the ground, and then extend the legs. Now when you do some of the low back, we'll lift a little bit again, but hopefully less, so it's not such an extreme arch. It might also feel good to adjust your shoulders, rolling the shoulder blades underneath the body more so that the heart and the chest can open and expand. Let's take a few moments here, just breathing, just feeling what it's like to be in your body. So feel the cool of the air coming in as you inhale, and feel the warmth of the air coming out as you exhale. Feel the ribs, the heart, the belly expand as you inhale. And feel your body settling into the support of the ground as you exhale. If there's anything you can do to help yourself be more comfortable here, please do it. If there's a light that's shining in your eyes, turn it off. If there's a really annoying background sound that you have some power over, turn it off. If there's an arm or a leg that needs to be moved to a different position, make that adjustment. You are worth the effort. Your comfort is worth the effort. Give your attention to one more complete breath following your inhale and exhale as they travel from the world into your body and back out again. And then we can blink the eyes open. We'll bend the knees, planting the feet. And for this first exercise, as for all of them, I will explain or demonstrate, and then I'll have you do it with me so that they make a little bit more sense. So for this first one, what we'll be doing, and you don't need to do it yet, is we're going to take a big inhale, and then on our exhale, we're going to press the heels as hard as we can into the earth. So I'm doing that right now, and everything is sort of activating in my legs, my glutes, my low belly. Now, my wording wasn't quite right. We're not going to press as hard as we can because we're trying to, be gentle with our bodies. Think 50%. So with each of our isometric exercises, we'll be doing 3 repetitions, always doing the hard part, the exerting on the exhale, and then releasing on an inhale. And we're always going to think 50% effort. So whatever you feel like the hardest is that you could do, go halfway to that. And then you can try the video another day and maybe bump up to 60 or 70 if that feels good for you. Okay, so inhale, everything's relaxed. Exhale, the heels are pressing super hard into the earth. It doesn't look like you're doing anything, but everything is suddenly active for the full exhale. Relax when you get to your inhale. Take a couple of, like a full, complete, normal breath here, or maybe a couple if you need it. And then when you're ready, you'll take an inhale. Use your exhale to drive those heels into the earth and feel the legs fire up. Feel the glutes fire up. Maybe you feel the pelvic floor lift and engage. Keep the face muscles soft. Releasing when you get back to your inhale. Staying with your natural breath for a moment while you recover. Take an inhale at your own pace, and then again, exhale, engage. Press the heels into the earth. Notice which other muscles activate. Notice if the belly activates. Notice if the back of the head sort of presses into the earth too. Release at the end of your long exhale. And then we find our way back to Shavasana, always taking this rest between poses. So stretch the legs out. If you need to adjust the low back to relieve that lordosis, you can again bend your knees, lengthen the back down before relaxing the legs. Let the fingers curl and the feet fall out. And notice the warmth of the muscles that you engaged in that isometric exercise. Maybe the heels feel warm. Maybe the hamstrings or the glutes feel warm. Maybe the belly feels warm. Feel the subtle warmth in each muscle that activated. And let that warmth be an invitation for those muscles to relax here. The eyes can close, the breathing is just natural. The air flows in and out as your body relaxes into the support of the earth. When you're ready for the next pose, you can blink the eyes back open. This time we're going to take the hands and interlace the fingers and then just cup the hands behind the base of the skull, kind of at just, where the skull and the neck meet. And again, I'm going to talk you through it before you try it. If you are on, if you've done this video once already and you're doing it again, you can always start an exercise ahead of us so that you get an extra rep or two in, if that feels good for your body. So what we're going to do here is we're going to inhale, and then on the exhale,
Our hands are going to be trying to lift our skull, and so the skull lifts maybe just a teeny bit, but our skull is going to press back down into our hands. So hands and head are pressing against one another, just for the length of an exhale. Now, another thing you can try here, or in any of the exercises we do, and I'll model it here, some of the time, is you can try humming or singing or as you exhale. And doing so is you get a little bonus of stimulating the vagus nerve through that humming. So I'll model that here. We're going to take a big inhale. Exhale, head presses against hands, hands press against head. Maybe we're saying Release with the inhale. Relax down into the support of the earth. The Om is optional, but it's a nice way to stay really tuned into that exhalation, to stimulate the vagus nerve, and to encourage you to make your exhale really long. Take an inhale, exhale, hands and head press against one another, 50% effort. Maybe you're oming. Maybe you're just breathing. Release when you get to your inhalation. Let the body soften. Let those muscles totally let go. We're going to do it one more time. So take an inhale. Exhale, hands and head press against each other. Maybe we Everything releases down. Find your Shavasana. Arms come alongside the body. The eyes close. Find those sensations of warmth. Is your neck warm? Do the shoulders feel warmed? Does the back of the head feel warm? Is there some little movement that would help you to feel more relaxed here? You can roll the shoulders under the body more, or relax the shoulders down away from the ears. You could reach the arms just a little longer, extending the fingertips down toward the feet. Maybe you focus on softening the muscles around the eyes. Feel the breath as it flows in and out. Notice what it feels like to be in this body, in this breathing body. You can let the eyes flutter open when you're ready. And I'm going to show you the next exercise. So this time, we're going to take the hand, and I'm starting with my right hand, but it doesn't really matter which side you start on, to the side of the face. So my hand is kind of touching my temple, my cheek, the side of my head. I'm going to take my inhale here. On the exhale, we'll take my inhale and roll over to the side. So I'm facing the right now. I'm facing my right elbow. This whole hand and arm relaxed down. On the exhale, though, I'm going to use my hand to try to put my head back to where it came from in the center, and my head is going to resist that motion by pressing into the hand. So I take an inhale, exhale, head and hand press against each other, 50% effort for the length of your exhale, and release. So that was the demo. Maybe you already tried it with me, but we'll do it 3 times now. So inhale. Exhale, hand and head press against one another for the length of your exhale, and then we release. Soften here. When you're ready, we'll go again on an exhale. Maybe you Om. as long as you need between repetitions. And when you're ready, on the exhale again, hands and head oppose each other. Release the hand, release the head, move slowly through center. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side before taking our Shavasana. So if you haven't tried the Om or just the hum, I encourage you to give it a try. And then you can decide if you like it better that way or just with the exhale, or you might do some of each for each exercise. So the opposite hand's going to come to the side of the face now. We'll roll over to that opposite side. Take a big inhale. With your exhale, head and hand oppose one another. The hand tries to push the head back up to center. The head resists. Release at the end of your exhalation. Let the shoulders relax briefly. Let the breath flow. When you're ready to go again, get that big inhale first, and then exhale, hand and head oppose one another. Soften at the end of that exhalation. And as you repeat that exercise one last time, notice when you're in that exhalation, notice what muscles are engaging in your body. So obviously the neck is working, obviously the arm is working, but see if you can notice all the other spots that are firing up. So take your inhale, exhale, hand and head oppose. But maybe the heels and the glutes are active. Maybe the core is engaged. Feel your body. Release with your inhale. Slowly return the head to center. Roll the shoulders under the body. Relax them down away from the ears. Let the eyes close. Where do you feel warmth in your body right now? Is there warmth in the neck, in the belly, in the glutes, in the arms? Where do you feel a cool sensation? If the air around you is cool, maybe your fingers feel cool. Feel your breath flow in and out. Know that you have a standing invitation to make your body more comfortable. So at any point, if it sounds good to shift or adjust your body, please do so. And then the eyes can open again as we get ready for our next exercise. With the next one, we're going to bend one knee, and I'm starting with my right knee again. You can just pick. We'll take our inhale, and on the exhale, our hands and our leg are going to resist one another so that we're pressing down with our hands, pressing up with our leg. So big inhale, exhale, press. The thigh is trying to lift toward the chest. The hands are pressing away. Release at the end of that exhale. Be soft for just a moment. And when you're ready, we'll repeat. Taking an inhale, exhale. Soften. At any point, if you need to skip a repetition, that's just fine. Notice if you're exerting more than 50%, though. And if so, just back away from that. Big inhale, exhale, resist. Until the end of that breath. And then we'll release that leg down. Bend the opposite knee up. Same thing on this side. Hands and leg are going to oppose one another. So we take an inhale. Exhale, the thigh presses into the hands press into the thigh. The face muscles stay soft. Release with your inhale. Hang out here as long as you need to before moving into your second repetition. So inhale, exhale. Release. Remember, keep those face muscles soft. That's not where we're trying to put any tension. Those probably aren't the muscles that need strengthening. One more inhale, last repetition. Exhale. Pressing hands and thigh against one another. Releasing when you get to your inhale. And again, we get to release all the way back into Shavasana. So notice what little movements help your body to settle and relax. Maybe you shift the hips side to side. Maybe you adjust the position of the head. Where do you feel that warmth from the effort you just exerted? Can you still feel the spot on your thighs where your hands were pressing in? Can you feel the warmth of that handprint? Do your hands feel warm? Did your back or your belly join in the effort and warm in the process? The eyes are closed. Let's open them again. This next exercise, we're staying here on our back, and so it's not going to look like we're doing much, but on our exhale, we'll be pressing the back of the head, the elbows, and the heels into the ground. And in that process, basically everything's going to activate. So we want to, again, try to keep our facial muscles relaxed. But we'll take an inhale, exhale, head, elbows, heels, press into the earth, 50% effort, not 100%, just for your exhale, and then release. Take a normal breath, or a big sigh. Inhale, exhale, let's go again. Maybe you maybe you're just noticing what's happening in your body as you exhale and press. Release with your inhale. And this last time, really notice which muscles are engaging. Does the pelvic floor activate? Do the back muscles do anything? What does the belly do? What do the thighs do? Be curious. So take an inhale. Exhale, feel your body as your elbows and head and heels press into the earth. Inhale, release. We're already set up for that Shavasana, but if you need any wiggles before you can relax, give your body those wiggles. Then let the fingers curl and the feet fall out to the side. And notice the warmth along the entire back side of your body. The back of the head is warm, the back of the shoulders are warm, perhaps the elbows and heels are warm. Maybe there's warmth in the belly as well. Take a moment to breathe and simply explore the sensations in your body. The eyes are closed. We'll open them again. We have one more isometric exercise, and then you get to congratulate yourself for a job well done. So we're going to bend the knees up. The feet are about hips distance apart. take the hands and put them right on the hip bones. And for this one, again, I'll demonstrate it one time first. We're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, the hips are going to lift a little. It doesn't have to be a lot. The hands are going to press down, like they're trying to press the hips back down to the earth while the waist and the hips are lifting upward. Doesn't have to be a big lift. Okay, so take your inhale. Keep the head just looking forward. We don't want to be putting any weight in the neck and then turning the head. So make sure we're not putting any weight in the neck. It's just in the head. Inhale, exhale, hips lift, hands press down. Hips and hands are resisting one another. 50% effort. Release with your inhale. Feel the ribs and the chest expand with your breath. And then take another inhale. And we'll go again. Exhale, lift and press. Relax down with your inhale. We've got just one more. Maybe you want to Om with me. Take an inhale and then relax down. Find Shavasana again. The feet fall out, the hands curl, the eyes close. Feel the warmth in the hips, the waist, the glutes. Notice what it's like to be in your body right now. Take in the sensations of the air against your skin and the ground beneath you, feeling each point of contact with the ground and each point of contact with the air. If you'd like a little stretch for the spine, then we can bend the knees, bringing them up toward the chest. And maybe even lift the head to come toward the knees, curling into a little ball for just a moment before relaxing back down. Let's roll onto one side. You just pick any side you like. And let the eyes close again. Again, giving yourself permission to make any adjustments that make this more comfortable. So if you want to shift the shoulders or the knees, shift them. If you can soften tension from your face or your neck, then soften. Feeling what it's like to be inside your body in a different shape, curled on one side. If you do find that you're often bedbound right now, take a moment to reflect on how resting in Shavasana felt different than resting in your bed. And if there are ways in which that difference felt positive, notice if there's anything from this practice that you can bring into your rest. Maybe an attention to the breath, an attention to the sensations of air and ground and blankets. You can stay here resting for as long as you'd like. I'm going to sit up so I can give you a proper bow and say namaste. But if you're not ready to move, stay right where you are. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'd love to hear your feedback. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.